Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 3 of the 1993 American League Championship Series. This is the result of replay baseball going through the season. Actually, PC replay baseball did all the simming, but from the Sunday night games and the simming combined, we came up with these teams. Now, this happens to be the actual ALCS in real life, but just worked out that way. So since it is the actual one, I am doing the as-played lineups from that series. So 2-0 lead for Toronto. They are trying to put the Sox away and not have to go back to Chicago. On the mound for the Blue Jays, it'll be right-hander Pat Hentgen. And for the White Sox, it is left-hander Wilson Alvarez. As usual, we have the game up on the computer. Hopefully having that be my assistant to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Of course, I do have the charts and everything else, so I'm going to try to limit the number of charts I put on in front of the phone because it causes the focus to go out and get blurry, so got to be cognizant of that. Anything really important I will show, like a rare play or something like that, or something on the action chart that I think needs to be shown, then I will show that. We are ready to go. Tabby is downstairs enjoying looking out the window on a nice day. Got the windows open because it's around the mid-60s, or low 60s, something like that. So for late October, that's pretty good around here. So she's getting that fresh air, enjoying that, so I didn't want to disturb her. So I'm going solo, except for Gracie, the dog behind me, but she just sits there. She doesn't make any noise. So I'm basically going solo. Got our dice ready to go. Leading things off for the Chicago White Sox is Tim Raines. And the Sox, like I said, backs against the wall. They don't want to go down 3-0 because only one team in history has come back from that. So if you're depending on that, you are in trouble. All right, we get a triple ones. How about that? Triple ones. That's going to be a base hit for Tim Raines plus a possible error. And we're checking Ricky Henderson in left field. And his error rating is a 25, so very likely he could make an error here. Higher than 25, we got an error. We do, so it's a single plus an error, and Tim Raines is finding himself on second base to start the ball game. Single plus an E7. Single plus E7 puts a runner at second base. Nobody out for the second baseman, Joey Cora. We get a 1-4-3. 1-4 is a 35. 1-3 is a 3. Total 38. It's a ground ball to third, and it's one of those cases, according to the chart, where the runner still makes third base. So Raines will take third on the ground out to third. One away, and now the infield is going to stay back. It's early first inning. They're not going to sweat it. They got a good offense, so they want to make sure that they don't give up a big inning. They want to limit them to one run at best. So here's the big hurt. 6-5-5. That is a sacrifice fly, most likely. 6-5 is a 16. 6-4 is a 4, total of 20. And that's a deep fly to right field, which is good enough for the sacrifice fly. So it didn't matter how the infield was set up on that one. The sacrifice fly took care of it. And the White Sox manufacture a run and get a lead, which has been strange to them in this series. They're usually playing from behind. This time they have a 1-0 lead. 2 outs, bases clear for Ventura. We get a 1-4-4. 1-4 is a 35 again. 1-3 is a 38. It's ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. But the Chicago White Sox strike for a run here in the top of the first. Manufacturing a single and error, ground ball, and a sacrifice fly do it. So 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left. Go to the bottom of the first. It is Chicago 1 and the Blue Jays coming to bat. Wilson Alvarez takes the mound, and he will be facing Ricky Henderson, trying to make up for that error he made. 1-2-5. 1-2 is a 2. 1-5 is a 2. Total of 4. That's a strikeout, so he didn't make up for it there. He goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Devon White. With the lefty on the mound, they moved Molitor up in the lineup and moved Alomar down the lineup. Here's White, 5-2-4. 5-2 is a 27. That's going to be a fly out. 5-5 is a 32. Is a 5, makes it a 32, which is a fly to left. 2 down, and that'll bring up designated hitter Paul Molitor. 4-2-2 fielding play. 4-2 is a 1. 4-2 is a second baseman rather, Cora, and he will make the play to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Jays. At the end of 1, it's 1-0. Chicago White Sox, or Men in Black, or as Hawk Harrelson would say, the good guys. All right, Pat Hentgen back out to face Ellis Burks to start the top half of the second. 2-4-1. 2-4 is a 60 with a 3 raised on it. And the 3 means we're going to the center fielder. And in that case, it's Devon White. He's a 5, so he will be all over that and make that catch. So flies out to Devon White, who covers everything out there. No problems there whatsoever. The play was made. And here is Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson, designated hitter, 4-3-4. 4-3 is a 1. 4-4 is the shortstop, Fernandez. He will make the play. 2 up and 2 down. And that'll send it to Lance Johnson. 6-1-4. 6-1 is a 31. 6-4 is a 3. Total 34. Short fly to center field. That will end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Sox. They get nothing in the second, and we go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0. Favor of Chicago. Wilson Alvarez back out. Will be facing Joe Carter, John Olerud, and Roberto Alomar for the Jays. 2-4-6. 2-4 is a 60 with a 1. So everybody's going to be able to catch that. It's a fly, with the blue die being a 6, it's a fly to right field. And the right fielder Burks will take care of it. No problem. He only had a range of 2 or better, which he does, because that 1 is static. It does not move. It's not a ballpark factor. It's just a 1 that was there. So 1 away for John Olerud. 1-3-1. 1-3 is a 2. 1-1 is a 1. Total 3. That's a strikeout. So Wilson Alvarez on top of his game early. And here is Roberto Alomar. Sox need it in the worst way. 5-3-3. 5-3 is a 5 with a plus sign, which means he has to steal if he reaches. 5-3 is a 5 here. That's a total of 10. So Roberto Alomar will reach on the walk. 2-out walk. 2-out walk. And now he has to steal because of that plus sign. So the catcher-pitcher interaction, Wilson Alvarez is a hold of 3. Karkovice is a defense of 5. So when we go to our book to get our grid, the 3 and the 5, pitcher hold 3, catcher 5 is a 46. So if the roll is equal or less than the stolen base rating, the runner is caught stealing. So if we get a 46 or less, he is caught stealing. 47 or higher, he's successful. And if it's 61 or higher, it's a possible error. So the only way he's safe is on a 47 or higher. 43, he is caught stealing. So that's going to end the inning. And nothing doing there for the Blue Jays. They do get a walk, but nothing else. Go to the third, no score. 1-0 Sox, rather. Fernandez will have to lead off the next inning, as he was at bat on the caught stealing. So Ron Karkovice will lead things off for the White Sox. And let me check the focus since I put that chart in there and make sure nothing got funky. I don't think it did, but I want to be sure. All right. When I'm doing a live stream, I can tell when it does that, but recording, I cannot. But I like the recordings because it's more relaxed, and I feel like I got a better product. The quality of it's a 1080p quality, and just to me, I just think it's a better result, better video that way. I mean, it's nice for the people watching it live, but other than those 9 or 10 that show up, for everybody else, it's better to do it recorded, I think. All right, Karkovice, 1, 1, 4. 1, 1's a 1, 1, 4 is a 3, total of 4. That is a strikeout. So Karkovice down on strikes, and that brings up Ozzie Guillen. Oh, double sixes, that could be bad. 6, 6, 5. And that's a split chance for Guillen. That 6, 6 is an 8. It's not in the ballpark area, so it's not shaded, so we don't go to the ballpark. The 8 will stand. And the 6, 5 over here is a 4. That's a total of 12. So the only way it's not a home run is if we roll a 1. Anything other than a 1, it's a home run. It's a 6, it's gone. Ozzie Guillen only hit 4 homers all year, but you get that 6, 6 roll, and that's what happens. Very APA-like, as I like to say. Home run, Ozzie Guillen. It's 2-0 in favor of the White Sox now. Hentgen not too happy about that. Here's Raines, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5 is a 16. 4, 6 is the second baseman. That is Alomar. And Alomar, defensively, as you might expect, is a 1. So that's a total of 17, which is an easy ground out for out number 2. 2 down for Joey Cora. Triple twos, and that's at 11, so it's going to be a base hit for Cora, but he does have to steal, because you can't stop that 11. No matter what you do over here, you're not going to stop the 11. It's a base hit for Cora, but now he's got to steal. Hentgen is a hold of 3. Catcher Pat Borders is a defense of 3, so the grid, it's a 3-by-3 instead of a 3-to-5. So better chance to steal for Cora because the hold's not quite as tough. The White Sox battery comes in as a 46, but the Toronto battery comes in as a 36. So you just have to beat 36. Needs 37 or higher instead of 47 or higher. So a 37 or higher, and he will steal it. He's still caught. So even though the battery wasn't quite as good, he still got caught. So Joey Cora caught stealing to end the inning. And for the White Sox, they get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. But we go to the bottom of the third. It's Chicago 2 and the Toronto Blue Jays nothing. So Toronto may be starting to get some concern. We shall see. Wilson Alvarez, tough pitcher. He was 15-8 with a 2.95 ERA. So he's no joke. First left-hander they're facing. So here is switch hitting Tony Fernandez. 2-6-1, and that's the raised area here. That's a 4, but that can change based on the ballpark. The 1 means we're checking the left fielder. In this case, that is Tim Raines. So Tim Raines' range is a 3. So right now he can't get that. That has to change to a 2 for him to get that. The only way that changes to a 2 is right up here. We have to roll a 2 or a 1 to drop this number down below 3. The only way that happens is on a 1 or a 2. Anything other than that, and it's going to be a base hit. It's a 4, so it will be a base hit for Tony Fernandez. So Fernandez gets himself a base hit. Base hit for Tony Fernandez. Base hit Tony Fernandez. And that is going to be the first hit for the Blue Jays in this game. Other runner was on via a walk. This is going to be a single for Tony Fernandez. He will lead things off. The infield now will go halfway. Double play depth for Ed Sprague. If I'm having these little pauses because I'm waiting for the computer to do its thing. Sprague now 1-2-1. 1-2 is a 35. 1-1 is a 1, total of 36. Ground ball to third, and with the infield halfway, it's a double play. 5-4-3 around the horn. That takes care of both base runners. Quickly extinguishes any potential rally they might have thought they were having. 2 outs, bases empty for the catcher, Pat Borders. Two, 5, 3. 2, 5 is a 16. 2, 3 is a 1. Total of 17. And with the bases empty, that's a strikeout to end the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. 3 complete from the Sky Dome, or Rogers Center. I guess it was called the Sky Dome back then. Still known as the Sky Dome. So it's 2-0 Sox. Pat Hentgen back out. Will be facing the big hurt, Frank Thomas. He had a sacrifice fly his first time up. Hentgen has to bear down. He can't allow the Sox to get any further ahead. That's a 1-1-2. 1-1 is a 40. 1-2 is a 3. Total of 43. That's going to be a walk. So the big hurt will draw the base on balls. Now, in that area there, when you had the 1-1 is a 40 and 1-2 was a 3, 43, the chart calls that a possible clutch hit. With runners on base, the batter would double in the gap. All runners score. But with the bases empty, it's a walk. So the reason it's a walk is because there's nobody on base for a clutch hit. So that's why it's a walk. Now the infield will go halfway. But it just represents Frank Thomas's clutch hitting ability. So here now is Robin Ventura. 5-2-4. 5-2 is a 2 with a J. 5-4 is a 3. Total of 5. And that's a ground ball to third. And with the infield halfway, it's a force out at second base. So it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. Robin Ventura, the new base runner. But it was a J on the result, so we're going to action chart J before Ellis Burks comes to bat. It'll be action chart J. So we'll go to action chart J, and it talks about stolen bases, caught stealing. Roll on that. We get a 6 on the red and white dice, and that's a caught stealing. Pretty simple. Caught stealing, nothing else to it. It's simply a caught stealing. And that's going to be 2 out, bases clear now, as Ventura tried to be sneaky but got caught. So now 2 out, bases empty, infield back to normal for Ellis Burks. Ellis Burks, the batter. 2-4-3. 2-4 is a 60 with a raised number of 3. The 3 is a center fielder, Devon White. He will make the catch because he's a 5. And there's nothing really, even though it's in the ballpark area. Actually, it's not in the ballpark area. It's right here. It's going to say static. So had it been in the ballpark area, we'd had to check and make sure he didn't roll a 5, a 4, 5, or 6. Because if that raised to a 5, he wouldn't have caught it. But since it stayed static at a 3, he did make the catch. Did Devon White. So nothing for the Sox. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left thanks to the caught stealing. So at the end of 3.5, still 2-0 favor of the Sox. And Ricky Henderson back up. Wilson Alvarez has faced the minimum thanks to a caught stealing and a double play. He has faced the minimum. 2-4-4. Now again, that's that raised number. The 4 is the center fielder, Lance Johnson. Let's check his defensive prowess. Lance Johnson is a 5, so he will make that catch. That's a fly to center field. Fly to center field. And that's 1 away. Ricky is retired. Brings up Devon White. 2-3 is a 2. 2-6 is a 2 there, a total of 4. And that's going to be a strikeout. Struck him out. Devon White gone. 2 down. The W's only come into play, in case you're curious, on results of 12-16. But when you're down to 4s and 5s, that has no effect whatsoever. So the strikeout is good. Here's Paul Molitor. 2-1 is a 43. 2-1 here is a 2, total of 45. And that's going to be a ground out, third to first, but Paul Molitor has come up injured. He's going to be missed the rest of the game. He will not miss any future games, according to the chart, but he will miss the rest of this game. So, again, we'll show that really quickly. That column 2 is your injury chances. And since we ended up with a 45 on the total, it's ground ball to third with rest of the game. So he's going to miss the rest of the game. So he grounds to third to end the inning. Does Molitor. 3 up and 3 down goes Toronto. And now the Blue Jays will need a new designated hitter. So let's see who they're going to bring in to be the DH going forward. So going forward for the Blue Jays as the DH with Alvarez in there, looking for another right-hander. So probably the best guy they're going to use here is Darnell Coles. So Darnell Coles will take over as the new designated hitter for the injured Paul Molitor. But fortunately for the Blue Jays, he only misses the rest of this game, not future games. So we go to the 5th. Hentgen facing Bo Nose. Four, 4, 6. 4, 4 is a 19. 4, 6 is the second baseman Alomar, and Alomar is a 1. So that makes a total of 20, which is our umpire check. And on the umpire check, in column 4, when you get that umpire check, so look at the options here. On a 20, it's 1 and 6 to be safe. Anything else will be out. He is out. So Bo Jackson is retired. Nice play by Alomar to make the play. 1 away. Make sure that focus is still right. Looks like it's okay. All righty. So it's a ground ball to Alomar, who makes the play. Tough play, but he made it. No problems. He ranged over and got it. And that'll send up Lance Johnson. Three, 1, 5. 3, 1 is a 4, and he would steal if he gets on base. 3, 5 is going to be a 3. So that's a total of 7, and that will produce a base hit. Anything 7 or above in that area. 6 or below is an out. 7 to 10 is going to be a hit. That totals a 7 because of the 4 and the 3. So that is a base hit, and he will try to steal. Now, the difference is it's an asterisk, so if he doesn't make it, he will just hold. He won't be caught. And the number is 36. He has to exceed 36 to steal it. He does. So it's a stolen base for Lance Johnson. So Lance Johnson is aboard on the stolen base. Single and a steal for Lance Johnson. Brings up Karkovice with 1 out. Three, 1, 3. 3, 1 is a 31. 3, 3 is a 2 for a total of 33. It's a fly out to left field. That is out number 2. Runner on second will have to hold. So 2 down, and that's going to send up Ozzie Guillen. 1, 6, 1, and the 1, 6 is a 45, which is going to be a strikeout without the infield halfway. Since the infield is back, it is a strikeout, and that ends the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-0 favor of the Sox. And Wilson Alvarez back on the mound will be facing Joe Carter to start things off. Blue Jays trying to get something going. Boy, they pounded White Sox pitching in Chicago, but these first 4 innings here in Toronto, they have not done much of anything. 1 lone single and a walk. That's been it. Carter, triple threes. This could change things. 3-3 is a 14. 3-3 though is a 1 for a total of 15. So he's got those ones in column 3 that take away a lot of those hits. Had this been a 2 to add to the 14, that would have been a 16, and that would have been a triple. So the fact that was a 1 took the hit away. So Joe Carter kind of upset about that, but just the way it works. Line out to Cora at second base. 1 down for Olerud. And Wilson Alvarez giving the Sox exactly what they need. 1-6-4. That 1-6 is a 45. That will be another strikeout. With the infield back, that's a strikeout. So 2 up and 2 down for Roberto Alomar. 4-5-5. 4-5 is a 2. 4-5 is the shortstop. That's going to be an easy play for Ozzie Guillen. And the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down go the Blue Jays here in the 5th. So after 5 complete, it's still 2-0 Chicago. And Toronto has not figured out Wilson Alvarez in this game. Pat Hentgen back out. Both pitchers can go at least 7 innings without tiring, so they're in good shape. To start the 6th, it's Tim Raines. Singled and scored in the first inning on a sacrifice fly, then grounded to second in the 3rd inning. Raines, 5-3-1. 5-3 is a 6 with a B, and a 5-1 is a 2. That's a walk. And now we're going to action chart B for Tim Raines, and action chart B is a potential stolen base once again. So we'll roll for that. And it's a 9. So over here, a 9 on action chart B is a straight stolen base. So nothing else to do about it. Just put in the stolen base and be done with it. So a walk and a steal for Tim Raines. He's at second base with nobody out for Joey Cora. Blue Jays might get that bullpen going. We'll see how it plays out. Let me check the focus since I put that chart in there again. Let me just make sure. I know it's kind of annoying, but I want to make sure that there's nothing funky going on. No need to watch anything through a fog or through blur. There's Cora, 3-5-5. 3-5 is a 3 with an asterisk. 3-5 here is a 3 there. It's a total of 6. That's a fly out to center field. Had to be a 7 or higher to be a base hit. So that is a fly out to center field, 1 down. It was not deep enough for Raines to move up, so he will stay where he is. Frank Thomas is your batter. The big hurt, 2-4-4. 2-4 is a 16. 2-4 here is a 3, total of 19. That's another fly out to center field. Again, not deep enough to move the runner up, so 2 down. Raines still at second base, and here's Robin Ventura. So, danger zone, 6-6-1. You get those 6 sixes, that can be trouble. That's a 10. 1 there is a 12. That makes it a 12. So again, anything other than a 1, and we got a home run. It's a 2. It's gone. Robin Ventura, a 2-run homer. And I almost thought about walking him and pitching to Burks, but I said, no, we'll go ahead and let him pitch to Ventura, and that was a mistake, obviously. 2-run shot makes it 4-0. Favor of the Sox. And now Cito Gaston will be getting his bullpen going for sure. Looks like Danny Cox is loosening in the Blue Jay bullpen. Here's Burks, 1-6, that's a 45, which again, with the bases empty, is a strikeout. But a 2-run homer does the trick. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors and nobody left. 4-0 Sox as we go to the bottom of the 6th. That's going to be it for Pat Hentgen. His day is done. And Danny Cox will be coming in to pitch for the Blue Jays in the top of the 7th. It'll be Danny Cox coming in. Wilson Alvarez, enjoying the run support, will be facing Tony Fernandez for the Blue Jays. 5-6-1. 5-6 is a 3. 5-1 is a 5. That's an 8. That'll be a walk. So Tony Fernandez is on with a walk. He does have an asterisk, so he does get a chance to steal. He can't be caught. It's just a matter of stealing or holding. And we've already seen from an earlier time that the number to beat is 46. So this has to be a 47 or higher. It is not, so he will hold. He is not caught. He's just going to hold. So Fernandez draws the walk and will stay put. And here comes Ed Sprague, who hit into a double play his first time up. Toronto hoping he doesn't repeat himself. Infield is back for that double play, though. Sprague, 5-6-5. And that's going to be another walk. That's a 1, but that 5 is a 5 to make it a 6. I'm sorry, with runner on first, it's a 2-ball count. My bad. It would have been a walk. So that's the one thing. He doesn't give up a lot of hits, but he gives up a lot of walks. All those 5s in column 5 means he walks quite a few. But it's just a 2-ball count. This might turn to a walk. 5-1-2. 5-1 is a 3. 5-2 is a 5. Total of 8. And this time it will be a walk because of the 2-ball count for the second time. So got to walk the hard way on that one. Had to go the extended version for that one. But now, first 2 are on via the walk to bring up Pat Borders. Pat Borders is up. Still nobody out. This is the inning that the Blue Jays can make some hay. 3-5-4. 3-5 is a 30. 3-4 is a 1. Total of 34. It's a line out to center. Boy, that he just takes those hits away in column 3. That's for sure. He gets dinged on the walks, but he makes up for it on the lack of hits allowed. And it was not deep enough for anybody to move up, so runners stay put for Ricky Henderson. 5-2-6. This could be another walk. 5-2-6. 5-2 is a 2. 5-6 is a 5. Total 7. It's going to be a walk to load the bases. So Wilson Alvarez has walked the bases loaded, as he is having trouble finding the strike zone all of a sudden. And now Devon White is up. He is the tying run at the plate with 1 out. Infield back again, still trying to turn that double play if they can. 1-5-1. 1-5 is a 5. 1-1 is a 1. Total of 6. That's a strikeout. That's a huge strikeout. Huge strikeout to get there for out number 2. Now the infield can go back to normal with 2 outs. And you would normally have Paul Molitor, but with the injury that Molitor sustained, Darnell Coles is your new designated hitter. So he's got to come up in a big spot to try to make something happen. 3-4, it's a rare play chance. So we got a rare play opportunity. See if it's even or odd. It is odd, so it is going to be a rare play. So we'll pull out the rare play book with the bases loaded. I haven't had many rare plays with the bases loaded lately, so this could prove to be interesting. We'll roll the 2d6s and see what happens. Whoops, the white die didn't make it through, so let's re-roll that. I'll roll the blue just in case it's needed. But we're doing 8. So we're doing 8 with the bases loaded. So we got bases loaded. There are 2 outs. 8. 2 outs. Catcher is crossed up. Catcher looks fooled by the pitch. Roll 1 die against catcher's pass ball rating. If die is higher, ball gets away from the catcher and all runners move up 1 base. If not higher, catcher blocks the pitch to prevent anybody from... So basically we're just doing a pass ball check is what we're doing. So the pass ball rating on the catcher, Karkovice, who's a very good catcher, but his pass ball rating is a little bit weak. He's only a 2 as a pass ball blocker. So if this is higher than 2, it's going to get by him for a pass ball. It does. It's a pass ball. The run will score. So Henderson will take second on the pass ball. Sprague will take third on the pass ball. And Tony Fernandez will come in and score on the pass ball. That is an unearned run on a pass ball. So if that scores, that will be an unearned run. So it's an unearned run. And now Coles is still up there. It's now a 4-1 game. 4-2-3. 4-2 is a 19. 4-3 is the third baseman Sprague. I'm sorry, not Sprague. Robin Ventura. He's a 1, best you can have. So we got a 19 and a 1. That's a total of 20 with the infield back. A 20 is, again, the umpire chart. And again, 1 to 6, he's safe. Anything else, he is out. He is out, and that's going to end the inning. So nice play by Robin Ventura. Prevents any further damage. 1 run does score, but that's it. The pass ball, so it's an unearned run against Alvarez. But the Blue Jays miss a golden opportunity. And they also are missing having Paul Molitor as their DH on that one. So that one was not what they had hoped, obviously. So we're going to the top of the 7th, and Danny Cox, your new pitcher, is coming in for the Blue Jays. He will be on to pitch. And he'll be facing Bo Jackson, Lance Johnson, and Ron Karkovice in a 4-1 game here in the top of the 7th. Looks like the focus still looks okay, even though I put the chart there. So the focus looks like it's still good, so we'll drive on. Bo Jackson facing Danny Cox. 5-5-1. 5-5 is a 5. 5-1 is a 1. Total of 6. That's a walk. So Bo will draw the walk to lead things off for the Sox in the top of the 7th. A leadoff walk. Let me check the box score real quick, and I'll get you the numbers on Hentgen officially. One of the benefits of having the computer up is I've got that information right at my fingertips. Hentgen's going to go 6 innings, give up 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 were earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, but 2 home runs were the big blow. 2 home runs were the big blow. All right, Bo Jackson is at first. Infield is back to double play depth, and Lance Johnson, center fielder, steps to the plate. Five, 5-6. Boy, Cox needs to get out of that column 5. 15 there, and the 5-6 is a 4. It's total of 19. That's an infield single. Infield single on a 19, and that's going to put runners at first and second. Also, the play, it was a 15, so a total of 19. And 19 is an infield single with action chart M. So we go to action chart M, which talks about possible wild pitches and balks, stuff like that. We get a 12, and that's a pickoff. Pickoff possibility, but it is an asterisk. So it says attempt pickoff on the lead runner. When it's an asterisk, we're going for the lead runner. So they're going to try to pick the guy off at second. If blue die is higher than pitcher's hold rating, runner gets back safely. That's a 5. His hold rating's a 3, so the runner does get back. So he's not picked off because the 5 exceeds the 3. So the action chart didn't cost him there. It's just an infield single for Lance Johnson. And now 2 are on with nobody out for Ron Karkovice, and now the Blue Jay bullpen again starts to stir as Tony Castillo, a lefty, is loosening, and they might bring him in to face Ozzie Guillen. This may be Danny Cox's last attempt here. This could be the last attempt right here. Karkovice, 2-5-4. 2-5 is a 2, 2-4 is a 1. That's going to be a strikeout, a much needed strikeout for Danny Cox. But that's going to be it for Cox. They're going to play the percentages and go to the left-hander, Tony Castillo. He'll be coming on for the Jays, as we got left switch left coming up for Chicago, so they will turn to Tony Castillo out of the bullpen. Try to get out of the mess and keep the score where it is. facing the left-hander Ozzie Guillen. So Castillo is now on to face Guillen. There is now one out. Double play would get him out of the inning. As Ozzie Guillen, they're not going to pinch hit for Ozzie Guillen. It's too good defensively. You're not going to take him out. So Castillo, 3-1-4. 3-1 is in the shaded area, and a 3-4 is a 1. So we're keeping that 1 right here. There's a 1 right there, and there's a shaded area chance here. So 3-1-4, we go to the shaded area. Column 3 is right here in the bottom. So it's not going to be a hit, because the only way you get a hit in column 3 is if you have 7 or higher. Even if that raises to a 5, the best you would have is a 6. So it's just a matter of what kind of out it's going to be. It's either going to be a fly to right, or it could be a, if we roll a 1, it could be something to the tapper to the plate. It's a 6, so it is a fly to right for out number 2. But the question is, the runner on second get to move up? Nope, it's a short fly to right, so runners have to hold. So 2 down, and that brings up Tim Raines. Infield back to the normal depth for Tim Raines. Turn around batting right-handed in this particular at bat. 1-6, that's a 45, and that's going to be a strikeout, 1-6-5. With the infield back, not at halfway anymore, it turns into a strikeout. That's going to end the inning. So Castillo certainly did his job. He definitely did his job. Kept the Sox off the scoreboard, keeps it a 4-1 game, and keeps them in the game. As we go to the 7th inning stretch, Wilson Alvarez out. According to the computer, he can face 7 more batters. So he's still good to go with a 4-1 lead. Joe Carter is your batter. 5-1-6. Probably a walk, because we're in that column 5 again for Alvarez, and he has the control issue, so it will be a leadoff walk issued to Joe Carter. And when you're ahead 4-1, last thing you want to do is start walking guys. But he did it. So it's a walk, and that brings up Olerud. Back in that column 5 again, probably another walk. 5-4 is a 3, 5-1 is a 5, total of 8. That's going to be another walk. So back-to-back walks. And Alvarez, in the past 2 innings, he has walked 5 batters. All of a sudden, he just is losing the strike zone. And the Sox bullpen is loosening. They just can't afford to let this one get away. They do have right-handed action. Jose De Leon, a righty, is loosening in the pen. Alomar is your batter. A couple switch hitters are coming up, so they're going to stick with Alvarez a little bit longer. 1-1-3. 1-1 is a 10. 1-3 is a 1. Total of 11. That's a single up the middle. Runner with a 4 or 5 speed advances 2 bases. So the runner will score. Joe Carter has a speed rating of 4. So he scores. Olerud goes to second. Alomar is at first. He could try to steal 2 bases, but he's got the runner in front of him. So he has to hold up. But the RBI single by Alomar cuts the lead to 4-2. And Tony Fernandez is your batter. And this is probably the last batter that Wilson Alvarez is going to face, because the righty Ed Sprague is next. Fernandez, 6-2-1. That could be trouble. 6-2-1. 6-2 is a 41. 6-1 is a 1. Total of 42. It's a base hit to left field. Chance for extra bases. We're looking at the left fielder, Tim Raines. So Tim Raines, let's do it officially on the board. 6-2 is a 41. 6-1 is 142. So 42 in column 6 is a line drive hit to left field. It says, chance for extra bases. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's defensive rating. If the die is higher, scored is a double. So the defensive rating of Tim Raines is a 3. Roll higher than a 3, it turns into a double. It does not. It's going to be a single. So it's not going to be a double. It's going to be a single. And the bases are loaded. And that's going to be it for Wilson Alvarez. He will exit the ball game, and coming into a very tough spot is Jose De Leon. Not an enviable position to come in with the bases loaded and nobody out. Trying to protect a 4-2 lead. But that's what's going on. With Ed Sprague coming on, they will pull Wilson Alvarez. Finally, the control issues finally got to him. And Jose De Leon is your new pitcher. So in a very tough spot, Jose De Leon coming on to try to see what he can do. Facing Ed Sprague. 1-2-5. 1-2-5. 1-2 is a 35. 1-5 is a 2, total of 37. With the infield halfway, it's a second to first double play. The run will score, and the runner on second will take third, but it is a double play. 2 quick outs. Just what the doctor ordered if you're the Sox. Like I said, the run does score to make it 4-3, but now there are 2 outs with a runner at third, and you can try to avoid the bigger inning if you're the Sox. So Olaru will score. Alomar does take third, but Sprague hits into the double play. 2 outs, and Pat Borders is your batter. Question is, do they pinch hit for Borders? I forgot to mention Coles was in there as a DH. You could bring in Butler or Griffin to pinch hit and then bring in Randy Knorr to catch. Butler's 271 as opposed to Borders 254. I think they're going to do it. They need the offense, so they're going to pull Pat Borders and bring in Rob Butler. So Butler will come on to pinch hit. Randy Knorr will take over as the catcher going forward. So the new catcher for the Blue Jays will be Randy Knorr. He's actually pretty good. 66 defensive rating. Can't have a pass ball, and he's got a 3, so it's actually a better defensive rating catcher than Pat Borders is. So you don't lose anything defensively, and you gain something offensively by bringing in Rob Butler. So Butler it is. Let's see if the Butler can do it in a 4-3 game. Infield is back to normal now with 2 outs. But it's Butler in a big spot. 5-4-2. 5-4-2. 5-4 is a 4. 5-2 is a 5. That's going to be a walk. So it's a pinch hit walk for Rob Butler. And that will flip it over to Ricky Henderson. Runners on the corners, 2 down. De Leon trying to get out of this with keeping the Sox in the lead. Triple threes, that's going to go to the ballpark chart. The only good thing is he's a 1. He's a 1, so no matter what you get here, it's going to be an out. Because you can't make this a 6. This has to be a 6 in order to be an out. It can't get there. 5's as high as it'll go. So let's see what kind of out it is. Fly to center unless we roll a 1. It's a 5, so it's a fly to center field. Hauled in by Lance Johnson, and the inning is over. So the Blue Jays get real close now. It's 4-3, but De Leon stops the bleeding. And it could have been a lot worse for the Sox for sure. As it is, Toronto picks up 2 runs. And after 7 complete, it is 4-3 Chicago. Castillo will stay in the game to face Cora. But then you got Thomas, Ventura, and Burks. A lot of righties coming up. So Mark Eichhorn, the right-hander, is loosening. And he is set to come in after Castillo faces Cora. They're going to let Castillo face Cora, and that's it. But first on the computer, I've got to put Randy Knorr in defensively as the new catcher. All right, so Castillo will be up. And I forgot to put this on the little thing here. Molitor is not the DH anymore. It is Coles due to the injury. Okay, everybody else I think is where they're supposed to be. So the Blue Jays now down to Griffin, Schofield, and Canati. Those are remaining players. 4-4-5. 4-4 is a 1 here. 4-5 is a shortstop, so an easy play for Tony Fernandez. He makes the play, 1 away. And that's going to do it for Castillo. He will leave, and Mark Eichhorn will be coming on. Mark Foghorn Eichhorn, your new pitcher. For the Jays, Mark Eichhorn to face the right-handed hitting Frank Thomas. Oh, helped to have Thomas's card up there, wouldn't it? 2-5-4. 2-5 is a 16. 2-4 is a 3. I'm sorry, 2-4 is a 2. Total of 18. That'll be a fly to center field. 4 out, number 2. Two down, and that's going to send up Robin Ventura. Oh, I forgot to mark off Castillo as well. Do that. They do have Leiter in the bullpen. He's the only lefty remaining for the Jays. So here's Ventura. 3-1-2. 3-1 is a 39. 3-2. Let's see. 3-1 is a... I'm sorry, I was looking at column 2. Column 3 is a 4 here. 3-1 is a 4. 3-2 is a 2. Total of 6. If we make it a 7, it's going to be a base hit. The only way that happens is if we roll a 6. Anything other than 6, the play is made. And the play is made. So, wait a minute, that's not right. Something's wrong here on the computer. They've got it screwed up. Let's see. Let me double check myself. 4 and a 2, that's a total of 6. I rolled a 5, which keeps it a 4. So the 4 and the 2 should be a 6, and a 6 is a fly to center field. I'm not sure why it's giving me other options. Oh, you know what? I'm up in column 2. I should be down in column 3. That's why I screwed up. That's why I have the computer there to keep me straight. I'm in column 3, actually. The 5 means that's a 5. The 5 means it changes to a 5. The 5 and a 2 is a single. So I stand corrected. It will be a single. That's why I like to have the computer there, because it keeps me straight. So Eichhorn gives up the single to Ventura, 2-out single. And that'll bring up Ellis Burks. 1-5-1. 1-5 is a 2. 1-1 is a 2. Total of 4. That is a strikeout to end the inning. So the Sox get the single, but nothing else. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Score still 4-3 Sox. Coming up for the Jays, it'll be Devon White, Darnell Coles, and Joe Carter to face Jose De Leon, who's still out there. Five, 2-5. 5-2 is a 27. 5-5 is a 5. Total of 32. That's a fly out to left field, and there's 1 away. That'll bring up Coles. Now, they could pinch hit with Tony Fernandez if they like, because they don't have any other lefties, but they do have a switch hitter. I'm sorry, Alfredo Griffin, not Fernandez. But Griffin's only a 211 hitter, and Coles is a 253 hitter, so they're going to stick with Coles as the DH. They're not going to mess around. 6-4 is it's a good thing, too. 6-4 is a 51. 6-1 is a 1, total of 52, and that's a line drive hit to right field. Roll one die against, let's see, chance for extra base, a roll against the defensive rating of the right fielder, Burks. So Burks, the right fielder, his defensive rating is a 4, so we're going to roll and see if he gets the extra base. He does not, so it's just going to be a single for Darnell Coles. So we talked about pinch hitting for him, and he turns around and gets a single, so he says, take that. That'll bring up Joe Carter. The infield now at double play depth. And Joe Carter is your batter against De Leon. 1-4-1. 1-4-1. 1-4 is a 35. 1-1 is a 2, total 37. And with the infield halfway, it's another double play. Boy, Toronto just hitting into those double plays. It's going to go 4-6-3. Turn by the Sox to end the inning. We go to the ninth. It is still 4-3. Favor of the White Sox. And now Roberto Hernandez, the closer for the Sox, is loosening in their pen. He had a rough game. His one game in the series, he had a real rough game in that first one. And so he's trying to redeem himself, obviously. For the Jays, they will go to, let's see, who do they want to? They want to keep with Icorn, or they're going to go to, you know what? They're going to stick with Icorn. They're going to stick with Icorn, and it'll be Bo Jackson to lead it off. Bo knows. Bo knows it's the top of the ninth. Bo Jackson's 0 for 2 with a walk. We got a 3-2-1. 3-2 is a 2. 3-1 is a 2 there for a total of 4. Short fly to left field, 1 away. So Jackson is retired. That brings up Lance Johnson. 3-6, that's a left-right split. That's a base hit for Lance Johnson. So Lance Johnson is on. First 3-6 result of the game for that left-right split. And Lance Johnson's 3 for 4. He's got 3 singles in this game. 3 singles, and that brings up Karkovice. Infield now double play depth with 1 out. 2-5-4. 2-5 is a 2. 2-4 is a 2. Total 4. That is a strikeout. Out number 2. And that brings up Ozzie again. Sox not pinch hitting for anybody because they have the lead. They want to keep their best defenders in the game. 2-6, that's the Rays number. So 2, 6, and a 3 is the Rays number. The 5 is the right fielder. So we're looking at Joe Carter. Joe Carter's range in right field is a 3. So this has to change to a 2 for him to catch this. And it could be big because if he doesn't catch it, we could have first and third set up here completely. So 3 on column 2, we're up here. This has to drop to a 2 or a 1 for him to make the catch. So if this is not a 1 or 2, it's going to be a base hit. It's a 6, so that's definitely a base hit. Definitely a base hit. So in column number 2, it says it's a single. Runner advances 2 bases if their speed is higher or with 2 outs. So there are 2 outs, so there's going to be a 2-out single for Ozzie Guillen. And that's going to put runners on the corners with 2 down. And Tim Raines, the batter. Do you stick with Icorn if you're the Blue Jays? He's right on the edge. He is right on the edge. Tim Raines, according to his card, is neither better against lefties or righties. So what do you do with Icorn? They're going to stick with Icorn. He's got a 2.72 ERA, so they have confidence in Icorn, I think. Or do they go to the pen? They could go to Mike Timlin. Dwayne Ward's your closer. You're not really going to go to him. So I think you're going to stick with Icorn here. Take your chances. 6-2. Oh, it could be trouble. 6-2 is here. 6-4 is a 1. So that's a total of 10 so far, but that can change on the result. So 6-2-4. And it's going to the ballpark. Column 6, right up here. Raines, switch hitter batting left, means it's the very top row. We'll see what happens here. If we get an 11, then we got a chance for a home run. We need a 6 for that. Other than that, it's going to be a base hit. So the Sox are going to score one way or the other. It's a 1. Still going to be a base hit. And the Sox get that insurance run they were looking for. As Lance Johnson comes in to score, Guillen will take third on the play. And that's going to be it for Icorn. Maybe they went with him one batter too long as Tim Raines gets the RBI single to score Lance Johnson. Guillen goes to third. And now the bullpen, Cito Gaston, has come out to relieve Mark Eichhorn, who is now at his B grades. And actually, on the result, before that happens, Tim Raines has a chance to steal because we were in this 9 here, but there is an asterisk. So Tim Raines does get a chance to steal. And with the pitcher in there, Eichhorn, his hold was a 3, which was the same as Hentgen. So the result's still the same. The numbers have not changed. The number to beat is 36 for a stolen base. He does. So it's a stolen base for Tim Raines. So it's 2nd and 3rd now. And boy, the Sox could put the game away with a base hit here. That's why the Blue Jays are trying to prevent that. And they're going to go to right-hander. Well, they're going to bring out the best they have. They don't have any choice. They'd rather not use him if they're not in the lead, but they really have no choice here. Dwayne Ward's the best you got, and you got to keep that those runs from scoring. So Cora is up to the plate. 2nd and 3rd. 2 down. Sox leading 5-3, looking to put it away. Whoa, and you get a 6-6. Just what they did not need if you're Toronto. That very Appa-like 6-6. That's a 6-6-5. And that's going to be a base hit, single to center. And both runs will score. So the inherited runners come in off of Dwayne Ward. And the Sox look like they are on their way. They are now lead at 7-3 with 3 runs here in the 9th. Big hit there by Joey Cora. But again, that very Appa-like 6-6 was the death knell of Dwayne Ward. Here's the big hurt. 1-2 is a 2. 1-2 is a 1 strikeout to end the inning, but damage long since been done. 3 runs for the Sox. And now Roberto Hernandez will not be in the game to pitch for the Sox because it's not a save situation anymore. Instead, the White Sox will go to another pitcher. And they will go to let's see who's coming up. Olerud, Alomar. They're going to go to Scott Radinsky, a lefty. So Radinsky, the lefty, is coming on to try to close this thing out. If he gets in any kind of trouble, you will see Roberto Hernandez for sure. But right now, they are looking at Radinsky. Now, who's on the bench for the Sox? Do they want to make any defensive changes in the outfield? Let's check their defensive players. See if there's anybody they want to make a change with. Let's see. Pasqua's a 332. He's a 436. It's not that much difference. Let's check. Newson. No, really, the people they have in the field are pretty much just as good as the guys that are on the bench defensively, so there's no sense making any switches. We're just going to play it out. 7-3. Bottom of the 9th. Here's Olerud. Triple fours. 4-4 is a 1. 4-4 there is a shortstop. That's going to be an easy play. 1 away. So Olerud is out as Geegan makes the play. Brings up Alomar. So Toronto came north and forgot how to hit, apparently. 2-6, that's the Rays number. That is a 5, which means we're checking the right fielder. That, in this case, that's Ellis Burks. His rating in right field is a 4. So this has to be a 3 or less to make the catch. Go to column 2. So to be 3 or less, we need a 4 or less for him to make the catch. 5 or a 6, it drops in. It drops. It is made the catch, rather, because it's a 4, which keeps it as a 3, and he's a 4 range, so he makes the catch. Nice play, Ellis Burks. Or out number 2. Now, last chance is Tony Fernandez. 2-1-6. 2-1 is an 11. I'm sorry, 2-1 is a 39. 2-6 is a 2, total of 41. And that is a ground ball pitcher to first, and it's actually an injury as well. So adding injury to the insult. Last play of the game, Tony Fernandez is hurt. So that means Alfredo Griffin will have to play short, or Schofield, one of the two, will have to play short in game number 4. So in this one, Tony Fernandez is injured for game 4. He cannot play game 4. So there's your ball game. 7-3 your final. Sox get on the board. They now trail the series 2-1, but avoided that 3-0 streak that would have really put them in a bind, basically. So let's look at the totals. For the Sox, 7 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. For the Blue Jays, 3 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. Winning pitcher was Wilson Alvarez. Loser was Pat Hentgen. Of course, there was no save due to the score not being close enough. Sox left on 5. The Blue Jays left on 4. So 2-1 now. The Sox have crept back in and stolen one on the road to try to get back in this series. And they trail it 2-1 as we head to game 4 in Toronto. And the starters in game 4 for each team, we will see. For the Blue Jays in game 4, it'll be Todd Stottlemyre. And for the White Sox in game 4, it'll be Jason Beret. So that's your pitching matchup for game 4. Sox get a much-needed win, close the series to a 2-1 deficit, gets them right back in the series as they try to avoid an early exit. So let's go do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Replay Baseball 1993 ALCS style. Next video on the channel will be Game 3 of the 1975 National League Championship Series in inside pitch between the Phillies and the Reds. But for now, until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.